Marriage, then kids. Yeah. Okay. And I was having a conversation about with a friend of mine because I was going to talk about this as a topic, and I know that it can be a sensitive topic to women that do have children. And because I have, okay, statistically 75% of women have children as single mothers. Outside of the women that want to raise kids by themselves, move them to the side. For the ones that didn't want to raise their children by themselves, they are now kind of forced to because the dissolution of the relationship. Now, a relationship can dissolve, right? However, I feel that within a marriage, it just you're given it's a different mindset. I feel like if you're not married, it's easier for you to just walk away and be like, yo, she put me on child support, she put me on child support, I don't give a fuck, or just not have any responsibility whatsoever. Where with a marriage, like, you're contractually in there. You can't just walk away. You can't just, you're in there. And even if you were to walk away, she could actually find you. So it's not like you could actually get away. Like, your wife can, there's more power in being a wife than people think. And that's why when people say, oh, it's just a piece of paper, it's way more than that. You get privileges that the average girlfriend, boyfriend doesn't get. So it's basically a trap. You know what? You're funny. I just feel that having children is not easy. Okay? It takes work. It takes dedication to raise a child. Just not by yourself, but with another person that has their own ideas and thoughts and everything else. And in the first year, you're dealing with a baby, and neither of you know how to handle this. Even if you were a parent before, each child is different, right? So that can be very challenging on the relationship. And if you're just dating, the mentality is not there as far as the same as the commitment of a marriage. It's just I just see how people just treat it. They're like, oh, I'm not, because the first thing they say is like, I'm not married to her, I don't have any, so if that is the thing that a person can just throw so flippantly in the air, then you know that it has some kind of importance to it. So you wanting to have at least 4 kids is a deal breaker if the guy already has at least 3 kids but doesn't want to have any more. If the man then he's not for me, then that's just what it is. Like, I wouldn't be with him. Point blank, period. Like, if he didn't want to have any children, then I would not be with that man. So, yeah, because I do, even if I were to be in the mindset of wanting to be a stepmother, I would still want to have my own children. So, yeah. But I just feel that I would want to have a child in the institution of a marriage because there's safety in that. I do. For me, it is about a man keeping commitment and being under the household, and us having raising our kids and having a black home. Like, that is the ultimate for me. Everybody's vision isn't that. A lot of people don't mind, having a bunch of kids in different households. Clearly, Nick Cannon has no problem doing that. Other people may do that, but that's, different, different strokes for different folks. For me, marriage has always been where I know that I am accountable to this person. Not just because I said so, but because I have witnesses and under God, I am accountable for this person. And I think that that makes it a whole lot different than me just saying that this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend. You know, like, people don't take that commitment as seriously as I that made a vow to this person in front of all my family members that this person is the person that I'm going to be accountable to for the rest of my life. I feel y'all should have the morals of being married before being married. Long time. Yes, definitely. But in this kind of world where people, like I said, feel that they have options, or, you know, in the world of it being okay to have a side chick, it just seems like, you know, you have to really be mindful of that. What if you're not able to give him children? I rebuke that kind of thinking. Okay, so I'm not even going to go there. What if he marries you and you can't provide him with children? Why is that a question for you? I mean, if that's the case, then we'll see what we have to do. But until that time, you know, my doctor says I'm fine. So yeah, I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to rebuke that kind of thinking. Definitely. But Jason says, so that was my next question. The guy already has 3 kids and he wants more with you. Would you be okay with that? Yeah. You know, thank you, Night Angel Exodus. Welcome. My skin is glowing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I just feel that that is why, and I don't think that it's in a woman's best interest because I mean, most of the time, I know in Invincible Fashion, I don't know if you have your daughter full-time or you're the full-time parent, but for most of the time, the woman, for all intents and purposes, is the custodial parent, and she's left with holding the bag, so to speak. So why not want to be married to, I mean, if a man wants to leave, he's going to leave, but the fact that there's going to be a transition in the marriage, and that you guys should be able to get past that, is a lot different than you getting past it as boyfriend and girlfriend. Hey, Master, I wasn't being swivel, but I thought we can ask questions. Oh yeah, you can definitely ask questions. You can always ask questions. I just rebuke that kind of thinking because it's very negative, and I want to be able to bless my husband with children, and that is, I think, a woman's greatest honor, actually, is to be able to bless her husband with children, and bear him kids. And that's why I find that it is thrown to the wind when, unfortunately, people have, to me, again, okay, this is objective, to me, to have kids out of wedlock, because you're just now giving any man a child. When I see women that have kids by 4 different men, it's like, did you really vet those men? Did you really see if they were proper to be in your pussy? I mean, seriously. No disrespect, but were they proper? Did they really have the right for you to have sex with them raw and then conceive a child for them? And then you did that for multiple men. So which one was special? So that's where I go with that. So that's why I said it's something that's a hard conversation to have. You know, I guess let me read my career. Things into fashion. Female wasn't proper. That could be too. I mean, yeah, but then a man should know that he should wear a condom. Then he should wrap it up. A lot more so, a lot of the times, and let's be honest with ourselves, that females get wrapped up emotionally and are quicker to be like, oh, don't worry about a condom. You know, I love you. We can just do it, you know, and forget about it or whatever the case might be. A woman is quicker to do that. A man, not so much unless he's just used to not using condoms with any of the females that he's been with. And a woman can spot that man too, because the first time he's ready to have sex and he doesn't think about a condom, it's saying a lot. It's saying a lot. It's very telling. And since I've like I said, I've dated a lot, you know, and I've seen so much. And the list of guys I've been with is on one hand, thankfully. And it's where if I conceive a child, it's going to be for my husband. Like, I just think that makes the most sense. Where, So no other man can say that he's had a child with me. Like, he's the only man. He's the only man that's going to bear fruit, like, out of this body, you know? So it's like, okay, when this beautiful body that I've built gets broken down, it's going to be by my husband, okay? That's it. And he'll be like, you know, so that is, I think, a woman's greatest gift to a man is to conceive his children. And so I feel that women that do it just willy-nilly or with whatever man they supposedly say that they're falling in love with, you know, I don't think that you are honoring a man properly by doing that. And that's what that's what I feel. You know, we should be honoring each other. And I'm like, not saying that it's the same for a man, you know. Men, you know, are going to have children. It's not like I would say, oh, well, he's not as valuable because he didn't wait to have sex with this woman to have a child. You know, I think that it is a double standard in that way, unfortunately. But again, I don't make the rules. I just follow them. So, sometimes men test women too. They'll have a condom and it's like he don't see how she gives it up. I mean, that's possible, but once you do the deed, then that's where you know. So yeah, Injustice Presents says that's the gift that keeps on giving. Thank you so much for the badge again. Hey, how are you doing, Devian? Hope all is well. So, yeah. So I just find that is my thoughts on the whole having children situation and why I'm waiting. And I'll be waiting as long as these no dates keep on happening, because like I said, I'm not about to ask a man out on an initial date. I feel that is his job to do, okay? And yeah, I mean, in this day and age, I really feel like the far liberals have kind of fucked it up for everyone to not understand, like, not saying that you have to follow in gender roles, because men and women can change gender roles and do what is best for the relationship. However, there are certain things that need to stick. And I think that once you start changing things up, people start getting confused and it starts wilding out. Like how, you know, they're saying how men want to be pampered and stuff like that and be more, I guess, in more of their feminine nature. How are you going to be a protector sitting in your feminine nature? Like, I don't get that. I don't get how you could be a protector sitting in your feminine nature. So then now she has to be masculine. And then you get upset when she's in her masculine nature talking to you crazy and everything like that, because now she's taking on that role and she doesn't look at you the same way, and then you're like, I'm being disrespected, when all of that could have been avoided if you stood in your role. I don't know. That's just my thinking. Like I said, I could be wrong, but I believe that these things are in play for a reason. I believe everything has a purpose. And like I said, I come from a biblical point of view. I also come from a Black family point of view. And it was always meant in the Black home, even in Africa, like, do your fucking research. Like, a man was meant to be the head of the home and to run shit, okay? And the woman is there as his counsel. Like, even, like, you watched, what the hell, The Woman King, right? The king had women as his counsel. Yes, he had men, but he also had women as his counsel, even his concubines for his counsel. Why? Because women do have a certain kind of wisdom, and the men are to execute that because they have the force. They have the power, you know? So, yeah. Like they say, behind every great man is a great woman. So, I just feel like those things can't exist unless you play your role correctly. Let's not wait too long. You know what? My pampered. Get your ass up and go get it. Let her be feminine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically, we need strong women on our team. Mm-hmm. Exactly. You know, and I feel that there are women out here that are about, I'm not even going to say just about a bag, but about their business, okay? Because it's not always about a bag. It's about living your best life, being able to have the money, being able to afford the trips that you want to take in life, being able to eat as you please, you know, within a healthy range and everything like that, and just be able to enjoy life. I think that that is the goal, you know, and you share your life with a person that also has that same goal, and then y'all build a family together, based on like-minded morals and values and everything like that. But I feel in this day and age that a lot of people are about playing, or they're thinking that they have all this time. And I mean, that's the one thing that doesn't wait for you. It's going to go on regardless of you. And I mean, the people that understand that the most are the people that have gone to jail. When they see everybody has passed them by, when everything stood still for them, and they come out and they see like, oh, new candy bars, oh, new clothes, like I feel like they understand it much better than the average person, because like time stands still in jail. Like it really does. And I think that kind of if people had that mindset, like, I need to live and enjoy every moment, and you know, they would enjoy, but also be more mindful and be more strategic in how, you know, you spend your time. Like, you wouldn't just be a thought and a bopping with a person that adds no value to your life just because they got good pussy or they got good dick. You wouldn't waste your time with it. You'd be like, there's so much more than just this. How can they help me with my business? How can they help me add something to myself? You know, I feel that your partner should be helping you build, you know, not just, you know, financially, but as a person, to be your best self. Like, they want you to strive and be your best self. And anytime they see you slacking or lacking in any form or fashion, they're going to tell you about it in the most kindest, you know, and painless way. But they're going to tell you, like, you need to get your shit together. Or they're going to challenge your thinking. You know, a lot of us run around here and think that what we are thinking is right. And a lot of us are wrong. You know, even myself, sometimes I'll be like, you know, this is what's going on. And my perspective could just be my perspective. It might not be shared by anybody else. It might just be my perspective, and I need to understand, like, nah, that's not the case. Because at one time, I used to think that I was by myself. Like, I went to school where I was the token, and I didn't know that, like, I would be around like other black people like myself, and because of the way I spoke or anything like that, they called me the op. And I felt like, oh, I'm not accepted. No black people understand what my plight is or whatever and stuff like that. And I had to realize, like, there are other black men and women that know my plight. You know, not all of us have been raised in the hood and, you know, have that same kind of background. Not all of us can say we have an inner city background. Some of us have suburban backgrounds. Some of us have farm backgrounds, believe it or not. So it's like, what is the black experience? In America, it can look completely different. But because I was around inner city people, my black experience wasn't recognized or valued, so to speak. So that's where, you know, I'm rolling up now to our convo. Okay. So, I mean, so that is one of, so, you know, so I was incorrect in my thinking that there were no other black women or men that could understand what I was going through. And there are, you know. I'm not as special. That's not the word I wanted to use, but that's what I'm using now. Special as all that for no one understanding what I'm going through. We can all relate to each other. And the thing is that what we all have in common is being black. However that looks like. And so, yeah. So that's just how I focus on that and how I see that. So yeah. Invisible Fashion says, when was your last relationship that you considered a real one? My last relationship was last year. And it ended way before that, honestly. But emotionally, it takes a longer time to break up, because again, for me, I'm a person that's all in. You know, I don't half-ass anything. If we're going to focus on a relationship, that's where my head is at. And like I said, I don't feel that people take it seriously these days. So yeah. So it says, when was your okay, I read that already. Okay, mine was in 2021. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So, oh damn, that's the pouch. What are you talking about? What pouch? What are you talking about? Oh, this. Oh, that's what you mean. This is the pouch. Yeah, this is the pouch I was talking to you about. Yeah, it's big, right? So yeah, I wasn't drinking this much liquor. I would be about to fall out. So yeah, I'm not an alcoholic at all, by no means whatsoever. Right? So yes, women break up with a guy mentally months before they actually do. Well, yeah. And it's a back and forth kind of thing, because for me, I'm a weirdo. And for the people that know me, know that this is true. That my loyalty and my conviction that I have for a relationship is like it's a marriage. Like I said, I'm dating for marriage. So when I am in a relationship, I see it as a marriage, basically. It's just the pre-trial before we actually say I do. So for me, a breakup is like a divorce. So it takes me a while to move, like before this relationship, I wasn't in a relationship. I was just dating. I was just dating around and stuff like that. And the last serious relationship was in 2017. No, that's not right. Actually, yeah, that is right. 2018, 2019, yeah. Yeah, actually. So, yeah. So it took me a long time to like really get back on the wagon, so to speak, because, and I'll just date around and, you know, if something happens, then I'll pursue it. But for the most part, yeah. So, but that's me. Like I said, I'm just talking from my perspective. But for those that are out there that are dating, like, talk to people with substance and go on dates. Like, go out. Don't have to spend money. Go on a coffee date. Just do something that requires y'all to be in each other's presence. Go to the park, for heaven's sakes. But I mean, plan a date. Take the initiative. You know? I'm a person that believes in being transparent. And I can't yet tell you if that has served me to my best or has hurt me at its worst. I can't tell you. But at this point in time, I'm a very transparent person. And I let people know if there's going to be a future or if there's not. And I feel like people want to play patty cake with people or see how they are in bed to make their decision. And if you can't, sex is the least important thing. All it does is build an attachment. And if you're not right for each other, that attachment doesn't serve a purpose. And so it's just going to lock you in. It's going to imprison you, basically. So rather than being in a prison due to attachment, build a real connection with the person. And that should serve you. But a connection can't be built if you're not spending time together. So, yeah. Talk, get to know each other, but actively do so. Have intention. Because I feel like people want to holler at somebody and then they fall off. And then they get back and talking to them and then they fall off. Like, be intentional. If you don't have time for a relationship, then really be about whatever you're working on. And don't waste their time. Be intentional. And that's all I can say. Because if you're not dating with intent, why the fuck are you doing it? You know, just say that you out here, you know, messing around. Or just, you know, if it's about sex, just buy a prostitute. But to be dating girls and wasting their time and wasting your time doesn't make any sense. So, and then, like I said, people having, you know, babies because of this lackadaisical dating and everything like that. And then the relationship doesn't work. And now you have two people that have produced a beautiful baby into this world. And now they're going to have a hard time raising it because of them not having a foundation of love, respect, or whatever, and things, you know, falling to the wayside. So it's just so much. And I believe relationships are so delicate, and I just don't feel like we are. Hey, sweetheart, I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope everything's going well with you. I hope, Queen, I hope everything's going well. Yes, I haven't seen you in so long. I hope everything's good with you, boo. So, yeah. Take care of yourself, girl. Okay? Mwah. So, yeah. So you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta do what's best for you. So in dealing with somebody, be intentional. Like, if you don't like them because they breath stink, then don't deal with them. If you don't, like, if whatever the reason is, keep it 100. Stop wasting time. And at least if the other person chooses to waste their time, they know up front that you weren't interested, or you weren't looking at them at that time, or looking at them that way. So if they choose to waste their time, they choose to waste your time, but you kept it a buck. So if they came to you or they feel any type of way, they hurt themselves. Yeah, yes, I do miss you. I hope we can. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully before the summer's out. Hopefully before the summer's out. So yeah, kisses to you. Mwah! Miss you, girl. So, yeah. Relationships is not a game. Stop playing with it. Okay? Stop playing with it. Stop playing with people. Like, these are feelings out here, you know, and not every female is the one that's gonna fuck up your car, burn your house down, try to take you to jail. Like, those women are not always out there. There's the ones that you have silently hurt and silently broken that actually are out here being self-destructive. And I'm just saying, like, there are some women that are going to show you that they hurt, and there's other women that are going to be destructive towards themselves and hurt themselves because of the pain that they feel that that person inflicted, male or female. I don't want to say this is a gender thing, because people's emotions matter, and people have been played with where a man, his emotions have been played with. He shoots the girl and he shoots himself. There's been so many of these crimes of passion and stuff like that. Be mindful that these are people's emotions, people's feelings that you're dealing with. And they should be valued accordingly. So that's about it. I'm going to get off my soapbox after that. But yeah, that's just kind of how I feel. And yeah, continue to put love and respect out there. And that's about it. So take care. And yeah, subscribe to my OnlyFans as well, y'all. Okay? And take care. Stay blessed. And of course, always keep your crown straight. Take care.